All right, no intro today. Let's just get right into shooting. Got a lot I want to talk about. If you don't know who I am, subscribe, then you can follow along. Man, that is nice. So let's get right into it. Today I'm going to be going over the cleaning of a barrel. There's a lot of different ways to do it. A lot of people use their standard kits, one that comes with a gun, one that you can buy off the shelf, comes with everything you need. Other people use what's called a bore snake. So that's what we're going to go through today. How to use the bore snake, what is the bore snake, and why I personally think it's better than using a standard standalone cleaning kit. Let's get right into it. So what is a bore snake? That's what we're going over today. This here is a bore snake. This is your standard cleaning kit. So what I'm going to get into is some of the essentials that you need when it comes to cleaning just the bore, your barrel. That's all we're really focusing on today. We're not going to go through the full cleaning of a weapon. I'm just going over the barrel itself. On any gun, this can be used for the traditional cleaning and why I am a big supporter of the bore snake. So let's jump right into that. First of all, put the gun to the side for now. And I want to go over the three that you're going to see most frequently. The first one you're going to see is something like this where you can get it's a to-go cleaning kit. It's I really don't know where I got this from. It's probably $20 from my local gun store. Comes with the bristles you need, comes with the attachments for the swabs, and then the swabs or patches themselves in here. And then it comes with the posts you can put together, a few other gimmicky attachments, and then your handle for it. The second one that you might see is something like this. It may have come with your gun. Maybe you bought this one as well. But this is just a more complete, I would say it's higher than this one is up on the price list here. But it has everything you need. It has the brass cleaning rods here, as well as your bristles here for the hard gunked on stuff. It has some cotton that you can shove through it to kind of clean out the oil or any residue that's in there, as well as some patches. It has some of your push posts here, which again, we will go over what the push posts do. I call it a push post. I don't know what anybody else calls it or the real name for it. So go ahead and roast me in the comments if that's wrong too. And then it obviously has your patch holder, pusher, whatever you want to call it here. You put your cotton into here, and then you can pull and push it through the barrel. So two different sizes. As you can see, all the stuff in here is different thicknesses, and that is for different gun sizes. Your 9mm, 45, 223, maybe shotgun. I'm not sure what all these are. I haven't used them since I started getting into bore snake. So that's what this kit is in a nutshell. And the final thing we want to talk about today is the bore snake. So this kit that I have here is all of the bore snakes that I have bought. They're about $12, maybe $15 for each one. But as you can see, I have 4 different ones in here, and they're all for different calibers. So this one is thick enough for a 45. This one is for your 308. This is for your 9mm, 357, 380, 38. And then this here, I kept the tag in here so we could see what it was for. This is for your 22, your 223, and 5.56. So your 22s and then your AR-15 rounds for those barrels. So I keep all mine in one area. Today we're going to be using the 9mm, so I will pull this one out. As you can tell, the 9mm is also good for the 357, 380, and the 38. So it'll fit all those barrels and do its job. The reason why there are different bore snakes is because of the difference in thickness of your barrels. If you were to use this bore snake, which is for 9mm 357 on this, then it will work because the barrel, this is a 357 38 special, because the barrel size is very similar to thickness and width as your classic 9mm barrel is. I want to show you those other kits and why I like this one so much more. once we get into actually cleaning the barrel of this Glock 17. So the first kit that we're going to go into very briefly is going to be this kit here. So the main thing that you want to achieve when cleaning a barrel is to get all of the burnt on gunpowder, residue, anything that might be in the barrel. You want to scrape it off first using something of hard bristle. And then once you're done with that, you want to put a clean cloth through with a little bit of spray to clean out the inside of that barrel. So for example purposes, I'll take apart this Glock 43 and we can go ahead and show you how you're supposed to clean out a barrel using one of these kits. So really quick, take your barrel out. I like to use one of these flashlights. It directs the power to this end here. So it's not bright when you look at it, but when you put it into a barrel, it'll really illuminate all the sides of that barrel. So if we look at that, you can see it's a little bit dirty. It's got some grime in there, but it's not actually too terrible. So let's go ahead and clean it really, really quick here, and then we'll get into the good stuff with that Glock 17. So what you are to do is to find the one that is going to work best. These ones are actually marked. See if I can, see, got to take the whole thing up here. So you can see that this is for your 22, your 357, which is the same as a 9mm, your 40, and then your 45. So those are the different sizes there. So let's go ahead and pull the one out for the 357, since we know that that's the same size as the 9mm. Second thing is you want to take your poles out. And I went ahead and put some gloves on because we are going to be using oil. I like to keep my hands as clean as possible with all of that. So the first thing that you want to do is find how many is it going to take to go all the way through the barrel. Well, since this is such a small barrel, I think we would be able to do with one. If it was a longer barrel or something of that nature, you might need to use two so it can go all the way through. But with this, we'll just pick the one. So with this one here, you can see that it actually rotates. The front of it does. And that's so when you're pulling this through the barrel, it'll actually rotate with the natural rifling that is inside of the barrel, and it'll clean out all those grooves. You don't want it to be stiff going over top because it's not going to go into that rifling, into all those grooves there, and you won't be able to get a deep clean inside. So when you're picking one, you want to make sure you have the one that rotates. A lot of the tools that are used don't actually have a post that rotates. It's actually the handle itself that rotates to give that same effect. But because this one rotates, we're going to use this one. And like I said, the handle itself, since it's on and off, it's going to go onto this, and this is what's going to rotate when you pull it through. So next thing you're going to want to put on is a lot of people have different thoughts on this. I was always taught to pull everything through the barrel the way that the bullet would go through the barrel. So if you have this in the gun and you're going to fire a round, the bullet is going to go this way. That's the way that I'm going to pull the brush through the barrel. I don't know if that's right or wrong, or if that's just something that I was taught incorrectly. That's the way that I do it. I'm sure everybody does it differently. I also heard in a different video that I made that people don't like me shoving this through here because it's going to damage the inside of the barrel. These are very, very, very soft metal. Aluminum, maybe. It's not steel. It's not going to scratch anything. And this is brass. It's one of the softest metals you have. Nothing is going to scratch up the inside of your barrel if you're using something that is designed to clean your barrel. So first thing I'm going to do is shove this all the way through the barrel. Since I'm going to be pulling it the same direction of the bullet, I'm going to put it in this way. Then I'm just going to go ahead and screw on the bristles here. Pull that part, make it nice and tight. You can spray on this right now if you want to get some of the extra crud off. That's typically what I like to do. You can use just a regular, what is this, Hops 9 bore cleaner, so we'll use that since it has it. Ballistol, you can use this as well, multi-purpose. Any sort of cleaner. I'm actually a big believer that all sprays and cleaners do the same thing, but again, I'm sure somebody can argue me that in the comment section as well. So I want to go ahead and just spray a little bit of this on there. All right. We'll go ahead and pull it through the barrel. Should be snug, but not get stuck. And then, might seem monotonous, but I like to take it off. Push that back through. Screw it back on. And pull it through again. So because this barrel is not very dirty, I think 2 times will do just fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. Well, you can already see a pretty significant difference, I think, just from that one pass. So it's not very difficult with this, but I'm going to show you, obviously, the bore snake once we get to the end here. So now that that's done, and we're going to call that good, next thing we want to do is go ahead and clean that barrel out and get any of the leftover residue off of the inside of the barrel. So how are we going to do that? I'm going to use this bigger one here. It'll fit through the barrel just fine. And then, like I said, every kit will come with some of these. Now, these come in all different shapes and sizes. You can get small little 1-inch square ones, which I also have, or these ones here, which are actually quite large. I don't know if you're intended to cut these in half or not, but since it came with the kit, oh, there you go. So it has smaller ones. So let's go ahead and use one of these smaller ones in there. And all you're going to do to put that on is simply fold it for a corner. Go ahead and push it through. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just like that. Just so it's through on both sides, it's not going to go anywhere. So for extra cleanliness, go ahead and put a little bit of spray on there. Go ahead and push your rod through. Screw this on. See, this is another issue with these things. I'm not doing this on purpose, but the threading does not seem to match up on this. So plastic going into metal, it is cross-threading a little bit, but it'll be good enough for this purpose. So go ahead and take that, run it through, and it'll pull out any residual. So you can see the dark that's on there. Because there's no bristles or anything, I'm just going to run this through back and forth. All right, now I'm going to pull this one off. And I'm going to use one of the bigger ones now because I want it to be a little bit tighter in there than it was. A little bit of a tighter fit to hopefully squeeze out some more of that dirt and grime that's in there. Go ahead and pull this in. Let's see if we can't get this to push through. Again, the only reason I'm going through both sides of the barrel at this point is because it's not going to do anything to the rifling. I'm sure it wouldn't with the brush either. Maybe it would, but again, that's just how I was taught to do it. So go ahead and run this through a few times. All right, so we're all done with that. Now let's take a look at that barrel. I mean, that did do a pretty fantastic job. I don't think I even need the mini light. Well, let's go ahead and use it just because I brought it out. That is pretty clean. Holy cow. So this thing definitely does a good job. But as I was always taught, there's got to be an easier way, right? So let's see what that easier way is. So the easier way to me, and I think to everybody, once you use one, you'll never go back, is the bore snake. Now the bore snake is just Hops number 9. It's their brand of what this is. It's called a bore snake. You can get this. It's the Nope Rope by Tipton. They're all the same. They all have the same materials on them. So this one is 100% cotton with brass embeds. This has the same thing on it. So no carbon, copper, debris, grime, rust. That's what it gets rid of. Attachable ends eliminate refeeding for faster, easier cleaning. So this has the same thing that this does, and we're just going to get into it. We're not going to go into this one because it's for a 45, and we're using the 9mm today, but they're all different brands for them. as long as they're high quality and they're not going to rip apart on you and they're made of what they're supposed to be made out of, then you'll be good to go. So with this here, obviously we pulled this out. This is the lid on it. This will come into play in a little bit here. So this is just the top lid here. And as it says, insert, attach, and pull. I typically don't attach, but we're going to go through those steps anyway. Anyway, this is the bore snake here. So before we get into this, let's go through this gun real quick, get it taken apart, and we'll move on to the actual cleaning of it. Before we go into the rest of this video, I did want to give a shout out to my sponsors here. Without these guys and without your support, I wouldn't be able to continue to make these videos. So I do want to give a shout out to these guys. Mantis, this is a Steiner laser system that I have on it that actually has the Mantis training system integrated into it. Fantastic method to train and to have a Steiner. The Dove mount to be able to have a 509T on here is absolutely incredible. Dove has been a longtime sponsor of mine. If you guys have been following for any amount of time, you know how much I love Dove and the quality of their products. Axle, the only hearing protection that I use when I'm on the range. If you see me shooting, you're going to see me using Axle hearing protection. It's phenomenal, noise canceling. You can wear them while having a conversation, and then the second you pull the trigger, it's going to have immediate silence to save your hearing, but to be able to continue having a conversation without having to put those foam earbuds in and out. And then, of course, 9x19, which has these amazing barrels, threaded barrels made to spec. They have also cut slides and ported barrels as well. Amazing looking barrels. All of my guns that have threaded barrels now have 9x19 on them. They're really, truly fantastic looking. And if I was to buy any barrel or any sort of attachment that they sell, I would use 9x19 because it truly is an amazing brand. If you guys have been with me for any time at all, you know that I never sponsor anybody that I do not trust with my life. This gun is to protect me. It's to be used on a daily basis. I would not be supporting any of these brands if I did not believe in them full-heartedly. So thank you very much for supporting me. Click on those links down below. There's also discount codes for you there, and get some great products for your gun. All right, so now that I have that barrel off, you can see, I mean, this thing is, it's pretty rough. Definitely pretty dirty. The outside's pretty dirty as well, which I'll do a quick cleaning on. But the inside of the barrel definitely could use some love. Not nearly as shiny as the other one. Has some built up grime on it. So we want to make sure we get this taken care of. But I'm going to show you something pretty amazing here. We can get it to focus. You can see all the dirt on the inside, all the burnt on crud that's in there. We want to get all that out. I'm going to show you just how easy it is with the bore snake. Now, I'm not sponsored by bore snake or by Hops to be, telling anybody about this product. I just think it's an amazing product, and I want to show everybody about it. So what you'll notice first is it's a snake. It's extremely long. It has this very long ribbon to it. Has your brass connector here. At the beginning, since you pull it through this way, you're going to put this through the barrel first. If you want to, which I never use, you can attach it onto this handle. So when you pull through the gun, it's actually easier to pull the bore snake through because it can get pretty tight. I don't typically use the handle. I just wrap this around my hand once or twice and pull, and it comes straight through. That's another reason why I really love this thing, but let's get into it first. First thing you're going to have here is the brass that is embedded into the bore snake itself. They always stay in there. They don't fall out. They don't flake out. So it really is amazing. So that's exactly the same type of thing you have when you're pushing one of these through your gun, right? It's the same exact idea, but with these, they're actually embedded into the stitching. So once you get past that, you'll have this part here, which is actually a little bit tighter than the rest of it. And this is your cleaning section. So instead of running through all those cotton swabs and going through them and having a mess laying around every time you clean your gun, having to throw them out, you can simply pull this through and this will clean out the entire barrel. What I like to do is go ahead and just spray the snake here. So we'll go ahead and just get a little bit on that, and then a little bit just on the start here. just so we can get some nice cleaner through there. That's not in the instructions to do that. That's just something that I like to do. I don't know. I think if you're putting cleaner through it, that's meant to cut down on everything and to clean the bore, that it's something you should be using. So there's no instruction manual or anything. Like, it just says insert, attach, and pull. So there's nothing else in here that tells you to do it, but that is something that I do. So the first thing you want to do, like I said before, is follow the path of the barrel. Bullet's going to go through here, going to come out the muzzle. So we want to feed your little end here through the same path of the bullet. So go ahead and drop that down. It'll fall out, and now you just want to pull it through. Now, there's no rods. I'll turn this around. There's no rods. There's no changing things out. There's no pushing it through, screwing it on, and pulling it through. Nothing like that. You just push it all the way through. You grab onto the rope, give it a tug. That brass is going to go through first. And you can, I don't know if you can tell, but this is much tighter. And it is made for a 9mm. This is much tighter than those other kits that I used. Then you're going to go ahead and pull through. Get through the cotton. That end tail. And we're just going to do one pass. Let's check the difference between one pass of using the bore snake. It's like night and day. I don't even think that I would need a second pass on this barrel. Look at that. Absolutely clean. All the rifling is cleaned out. It wasn't the dirtiest barrel in the world, but that truly is incredible. Just to show you again, I actually cleaned the outside of this gun, but I never cleaned the barrel. So this is going to be a really great demonstration of how good this thing works. This is from my Glock 19 that I shot thousands of rounds through and drug it through the dirt and everything. This barrel has seen better days. You don't even need the light in there. Look at all that. Look at all that gunk that's built up inside of there. That's crazy. So I'm not going to spray anything on it. I'm just going to go ahead and pass this through one time, and let's see the difference. Again, I'm not trying to sell you on it so you buy it. This is not something I'm sponsored by. It's just a product that I truly believe in, that I think any gun owner should have, because it makes cleaning your guns so much easier. One pass all the way through. Let's see. That's remarkable. The results really speak for themselves. There you go. Back in all their glory. Looks great. Phenomenal piece. Amazing inside of the barrel now. Look at that thing. So, there you have it. The bore snake versus your typical cleaning kit. If it was up to me, I'd make sure everybody had one, but it's up to you now. Go out, get yourself a bore snake, and get rid of these little kits, okay? They don't really do much for you. They're a waste. You're gonna go through a ton of these swabs, and when you do, of course, you gotta buy more. Not as clean as it gets. Had to run it through multiple times. I'm sure people are gonna tell me that I did it wrong, but at the end of the day, I will take a bore snake over either of these cleaning kits. And there you have it. How to use your bore snake and truly clean the inside of your barrel the most efficient way that I think you ever can. You can use those kits, you can do those screw-ons, you can shove it in and out of this barrel 13 times if you want to, or 1, 2, maybe 3 passes with a bore snake, and it's going to be the cleanest your barrel has ever been since you bought it. Go ahead and pick one up. Again, this is not sponsored by them whatsoever. I just wanted to bring this attention to everybody and let them know that if you're not using a bore snake, you're missing out. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video. Comment down below if you've used one of these, or if you like to keep it traditional, or if you don't clean your barrel at all. I know a lot of people that do that too. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel for more great videos, and as always, be safe. I'll see you in the next one.